Hi, I'm Clara from Online Fabric Store. If you can't find the exact duvet cover you want, make it. You can use decor fabric, quilting weight cottons, or sheeting fabric. Choose different fabrics for the front and back if you want to make it reversible. So let's get started. The materials you'll need are fabrics for the front and back. I'm using Premier Prints Harford Canal Slub and Shiloh Canal Green Slub. Snap tape, 5/8 inch stitch witchery or other bonding tape, thread, pins, scissors, a ruler, and also a fabric marker and iron. Pre-wash the fabric before starting. A lot of drapery fabrics will say dry clean only, but you can sometimes get away with washing them for this project, especially cotton fabric. The fabric will most likely shrink and any finish will wash off, which could change the texture. We recommend test washing a smaller piece of the fabric to make sure it comes out okay. My full-size duvet is 85 by 85 inches. Duvet inserts vary in size, so measure your own. You'll need to add 2 inches to the width and 3 inches to the length for seams and hems. If your duvet cover needs to be wider than your fabric, you'll have to seam pieces together to get the correct width. Having a seam right down the middle doesn't look very good, so use a full width piece in the middle and 2 smaller panels on the sides. Keep in mind you'll want to get extra fabric if you're matching up patterns. Cut a piece of fabric that's at least 3 inches longer than the length of your duvet insert. I'm going to join the pieces before cutting it to the exact dimensions. Lay another piece of fabric on top so it's overlapping with the edge of the first piece. If you have a patterned fabric, you'll want to match up the design. Move it up and down until it's lined up vertically. You can roughly cut off the extra fabric at the ends. Fold the second piece in half lengthwise and cut it on the crease. You'll use the rest for the other side. Only do this if it leaves enough for the side panels. If you need more than 2 widths of the fabric, don't cut it. Fold under the panel at least 1/4 inch beyond where the print starts and move it horizontally until the patterns match up. You can adjust the amount that's folded under if necessary. Take note of this distance, then iron a crease in the same distance down the length of the fabric. Line up the patterns again. Slide the bonding tape under the edge of the fabric. Check the alignment one more time before placing the iron on the seam. Leave it for about 10 seconds, then lift it, align the fabric, and iron the next section. Continue down the length of the fabric. Now you're going to sew right on the crease. Fold the fabric so the right sides are facing. Mark the crease first so you can clearly see where to sew. When you cut off the extra fabric, the bonding tape will prevent the edges from fraying, but since washing can be rough, you may want to serge the edges if you can, or use a zigzag stitch. Use a medium-sized zigzag stitch near the crease. I'm lining up the edge of the foot with a seam. Trim off the extra fabric close to the stitches. Unfold the fabric and give the seam one more ironing. Cut off any extra fabric at the top and bottom. Repeat for the other side panel. Calculate how much you have to cut off each side so the width is 2 inches larger than your duvet insert. My center panel is 52 inches and I want the total width to be 87 inches, so 87 minus 52 is 35, divided by 2 is 17.5. I'm cutting each side panel to be 17.5 inches wide. Measure out from the seam, mark, and draw a line. Cut on the line. Double check that the length of the front side is correct and trim if needed. It should be 3 inches longer than your duvet insert. Repeat the same steps for the bottom side of the duvet. At the bottom edges of the pieces, fold the fabric in 1 inch and iron. Then fold it in another inch and iron. Pin the snap tape onto the edge. The snaps should be a couple inches from the sides. Sew down both edges of the snap tape. You'll probably need a zipper foot for this so the snaps don't get in the way. Repeat for the bottom side. Make sure the snaps will line up on the top and bottom pieces. You can use other methods of closure, like Velcro, buttons, sew-on snaps, ribbon, or a zipper if you prefer. To sew the front and back together, I'm going to use a French seam, which will enclose the raw edges. Place the wrong sides together. Snap the pieces together and pin around the sides and top. Stitch around the duvet cover with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Trim the fabric to less than 1/4 inch from the stitches and clip the corners. Turn the duvet wrong side out and iron. Sew around the duvet cover 1/4 inch or more from the edge. Here's a tip for preventing the duvet from moving around in the cover. Attach safety pins to the corners of the cover and the duvet. Wrap tape around the safety pin to be extra sure it won't open accidentally. Reach inside the cover and grasp the top corners. Turn the cover right side out while holding the corners. Snap the bottom closed and the duvet cover is done. Now you just need some pillow shams to match, right? Lucky for you, we have a video on how to do that too. Thanks for watching this OFS project.